This is how getting insane client results made me over $100,000 multiple times. And this is how you can copy me. So pay attention to this video. I'm literally just gonna show you exactly how to do it and the concepts behind it. So what happens if you have no client results? We have to answer this question first for this to make sense, okay? You'll have three things. You'll have no leverage, you'll have no trust, and you'll also have no authority. When that happens, that makes it impossible to scale, right? That makes a lot of sense. If it doesn't, you need to go back and try to figure out your business, because the only things that make a business work are leverage, trust, and authority, especially when you're scaling an info product with a personal brand. How can you fix this? Well, if you have client results, you can go here. But if you don't, you need two options. One, refine your offer, make it way more unique, okay? Add in deliverables that no one else has. Make sure that your client success is as high as possible. And second option, which you should be doing both, to be honest, is work for free. Every single successful person I know started their offer working for free, getting great results, and then leveraging those results. Don't be lazy. If you're lazy, click off the vid, ruin my retention. I don't want you to watch this video because you're not gonna take any of it seriously. So if you're not lazy, work for free, get results, and then leverage those results via social media. Once you have those results, all you have to do is create leverage. A massive problem is that a lot of people actually have good client results, okay? Believe it or not, but they don't leverage those client results. I was just talking to a client who was like, hey, how do I have a better authority in positioning? I was like, you have good client results, right? And he was like, yes, because he showed me them before. And I was like, but your Instagram doesn't have any of them up. Obviously, you're not gonna have good authority. This stuff is so simple, right? So look, it is obviously bad if you're not showing your results. Okay, so this guy right here, Joe Schmo, is keeping his results behind his back. He's keeping them hidden. Therefore, his results bucket is not full and his leverage is at an all-time low. This is the floor. He has none of it, no leverage. A smart entrepreneur is doing this. They're showing their results. They're filling their leverage bucket up with results so that their leverage is as high as possible. The goal is to make this go all the way through the roof, all the way up here, and put as much leverage as possible. Okay, more leverage naturally equates to more calls, because if you have more leverage, you post more client results on your Instagram, on your YouTube, etc. What's going to happen? People are naturally going to be more attracted to you to work with you. And if you have more client results and you're showing your ICP that you helped this ICP reach their goal, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think you're going to have more or less calls? Exactly, okay? So when you're leveraging those, you also have more pre-sold clients, okay? When people hop on the call with me because I have so much leverage, about 70-80% of the time they're on with my closer or my head of success or myself, they're so pre-sold because they've seen all the client results. We're making sure that one, it's apparent in my Instagram. If we go into my Instagram, you can see literally everything on there. It is all about client results. All of my story highlights as well. Let me just show you guys. My story highlights have so many client results just simply because when you do that right here, see all client results, all in my stories. I'm scrolling. Okay. All of these are client results. There's not one story highlight that's about travel or lifestyle or anything. And that gives me so much leverage just because people are seeing, okay, I'm that person who was the person who wanted to work with Max, and they're seeing all these testimonials of people closing 10K deals, people having 40K weeks, people having 73K months, all who are in their position 3 months ago. And so when they do that, they come to my call and they say, I don't even know what you do, but I want to work with you. It's that simple, okay? And third, which is incredibly vital to any business, is your trust increases. Because what's the first thing you do when a client on a call throws the objection up, hey, I don't trust you? You show them your trust pilot, you show them reviews and testimonials. So if you're not putting client results all over your Instagram, how are you ever gonna build trust before the call? You're not gonna try to handle the objection every time. You wanna pre-handle those objections simply by increasing the trust. More results equal more trust. It's that simple, okay? And all of those together equal what we all want in the end, more money. Okay, but it's also cool to have great client results because when you have client results, it's just making everyone happier. It's making you happy because you get to say, hey, I did this, and that's something you can be proud of in business. And yes, it's directly correlated to money. We all want to make more money. However, there are deeper things than that, right? So now we have to look at this, right? Because let's say you're doing all these things, you're leveraging your client results, you're getting good client results, and you're making more money. But what happens, okay? When you're making not a lot of money, you're making a low amount of money, you have so much time for a client because you don't have many clients. You can spend all day, all week working on that one specific client who paid you that little bit of money. But as you keep making more money, your time that you have with a client is going to decrease, right? So you're gonna have way less time right here. And when you're making the most money, look, you have so much less time. And that's super important because it's important to know how to fulfill when you don't have all that time for clients, because you can brute force it when you're at the beginning of your offer, but when your offer is growing and scaling, as you make more money, your time per client is going to go down. So the way of understanding this is, right, you have 0 clients, fulfillment is much easier. When you have 1,000 clients, it's way harder. And this trend will continue forever in business, because naturally when you're getting more clients, you have more people to please. You have more people to get results from. You have more people to complain, actually. You have more people to complain about your offer, which is going to make sure that you need to, do better things, have a better offer, make sure you're increasing the value that you're giving. And I'm going to show you exactly how to solve this problem right now. But it's important that you understand that you can't just keep getting more clients and not improve your fulfillment. It's going to ruin your life, because your reputation is going to go down. When your reputation is going to go down, you're going to make less money. When you make less money, you're screwed, okay? Because you can't reinvest into the business. So it's very important to understand that this concept isn't just, oh, okay, cool, Max is telling me this. This is something you need to get ahead of. You need to make your fulfillment as good as possible, okay? And in order to do that, it's very simple to solve. There are 3 things you have to do to solve this problem right here. 1, you have to manage expectations. 2, you have to over-deliver for clients. And 3, you have to give more infrastructure. Now I'm going to go into these. Expectation management is vital, okay? Because let's say, here's this guru right here. We don't like gurus. And this is what's the expectation. He's setting the expectation all the way up here. You see that? You see he's setting the expectation super, super high, okay? And even if he's getting decent results, those results aren't hitting that line that he gave them as an expectation. So that, therefore, means you have an upset client. But what a good coach will do, someone who's not a guru or a BSer, a good coach will set actually low expectations and then over-deliver. But when you're looking at this graph, you have to understand, even if they're getting people the same results, one person has an upset client, one person has a happy client, but it's the same results. It's just all about how transparent you are about the expectations. I hold my clients to the highest standard possible. That's why they get insane results, because I implement my infrastructure, my template, my software that will automatically bring them leads straight from their competitors' paid ads, all this stuff, but they also have to hold up their end of the bargain. If I came in like a guru and said, hey, you're gonna get to $100,000 a month in 2 days, and then we did what they did and they got to $100,000 in 60 days, they're still going to be upset, because I said I was going to do it in 2 days and I didn't. That's why it's so incredibly important to set low expectations and over-deliver every single time, okay? Now, as far as how you over-deliver and how you give more infrastructure, it's very simple, okay? 1, spend time building done-for-you intellectual property. So those are like things like templates. A template where people can manage their content, how their creation is, building GPTs for people to be able to handle those tasks that take them long, plug and play systems, giving them basically a template or a system where they can plug and play things of their business into it, and they're going to be more happy because they have all these systems built out. All they have to do is put in the details, and then also completely done for you systems. Wouldn't recommend pushing super, super, super hard into this, because the liability then shifts to you versus the client, but it is great to have done for you systems and make sure you're having an amazing offer. Okay, and then second, over delivery. It's, again, easier with expectation management. Under promise, over deliver every single time. Every single time. And when you do that, you are going to have results like this, right? And not just this one result of my client Neil signing a $3K per month client straight from my software, but all of these. I literally don't even have the file room to keep all of my results anymore, just because we get so many of them. I get texts every single day from clients. Like, look at this, 10K day number 2. Who has to make a 10K day number 2 title in their friggin' files? No one else, me. 10K day number 2, 10K in first 28 days, 11K day, 11K day, 14K first week, 15K month, 15K week, 18K day, 65K month, 73K month, 75K month. And when you're leveraging all of these, making sure that your clients know exactly where they're coming from, and you're also making sure your leads know that you get this all the time, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna have a much better life, okay? Because people are gonna be way happier and you're gonna make more money. Now, if you want to connect with me, I will put my Instagram right here. My Instagram is @MaxInhouse. And if you DM me, I'm more than happy to help you. Go subscribe to this channel. If you don't, you're an idiot, because we're giving insane free value every single video. We literally have never not made a good video. All of this stuff is easily implementable. You need to take action. And if you do, I promise you, everything is going to do fantastic in your business. Now remember, as you scale your business, as you grow, it's going to be harder to fulfill. So make sure you're implementing systems to make clients happy. See you in the next video.